Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It has been a long time. Yes, it is in fact has been a long time because even though I uploaded a video 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks ago, that video was actually shot in 2025 before I left for my 8 week long vacation slash my brother's wedding. And I had to shoot contents for the brand that I was working with at that time, and also that you guys would still have something to watch from me. So the purpose of this video is really to just give you guys an update on what I'm currently building and where this channel is going. Before we get into that, I just want to say that this video is not scripted. I do have some notes in front of me of what I want to talk about in this video so that I just won't get lost, but other than that, it's not scripted. So I know a lot of you found me because of my income as an Etsy seller selling digital products videos, and I am so grateful because of those videos my channel was able to grow, though not very fast, but it still helped me grow. That's the reason why I was able to worked with Kittle, and also I have received a lot of brand emails as well. Which is like the craziest thing, because I used to not believe in creators that says, oh, I get a lot of brand emails all the time, but I turn down 80% of them. And I'm like, huh, why? And now I understand it, because I did receive a lot of brand deals and partnerships, and most of them, like, I would say, yeah, 80% of it, well, 99% of it, because I've only worked with Kittle so far, I turned them down because I didn't want to work with them, because they didn't really truly align with what I'm trying to share on my channel, as well as I believe in, I guess, gut too. If I don't feel right about the brand or the product of the brand, I don't usually do it. And I've always lived by that, like having a gut feeling. Anyway, as my channel grew, it really helped me, exposed to potential brand partnerships, and that's something that I have been really, really grateful. However, as someone who's been sharing contents about Etsy and selling on Etsy, it does take a toll on me. There's been contents that I didn't really feel like shooting, and not because they didn't align with the audience, but I just didn't feel it. I wasn't feeling it. There were also contents that I tried to shoot. Well, I have shot the content, but ended up not able to share it because it just didn't feel right. And while I was editing it, I could just feel like it's not there. I don't want to make this long, but what I'm trying to say is that for the longest time, I kind of put myself in a box and have kind of outgrown the box. This is what I'm trying to say. I don't feel as connected to it anymore. Now, I don't have any problems with, sharing how much I was making as an Etsy seller selling digital products on Etsy. I didn't have problems with that. What I had problem with was having to think topics that would still relate to selling on Etsy or like growing as an Etsy seller. I wasn't giving myself a lot of option, and as a content creator, I've also watched videos on how can I grow my channel more or grow my channel bigger, and they always tell you to double down on what's working. And since Etsy was what's really working, and talking about Etsy and being an Etsy seller was working for me, and that's when I decided to kind of double down on. But like I said, it has been hard because I feel like it's just my channel has been all about Etsy and growing on Etsy, and almost like teaching how to do Etsy correctly, which I'm like, is this really something that I want to keep on doing? And the answer is always no. Because I've asked myself a lot of times, I don't want where my channel was going, and I wanted to change that, which is why in this video I want to tell you guys that I am letting go. Actually, I'm not leaving Etsy. I'm not actually leaving Etsy. I'm going to pivot my business, but this time I just don't want to talk about income and all that. I also want to talk about how I think or how I decided about my business. That's really one of the things that made me decide. That was one of the deciding factor of why I wanted to pivot. How do I tell you which business? But I'm pivoting to print on demand because I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm going all over the place, but the reason why I also wanted to leave digital products is because I am not getting a lot from it. I feel like I'm putting so much effort into it, but I'm not getting as much. And I realized this when I was, or during my vacation. I was still trying to make or create products, but as I was creating the products, I was like, this is not really sustainable. You don't want to be like this when I am not that I'm going to be away a lot of times this year. Actually, this year is more on just staying home and not going anywhere as much as possible. But that's when I realized that the business that I was taking was no longer sustainable, and that it was time to pivot. And I wanted to tell you guys this because, like I said, a lot of you guys found me because I shared my Etsy income selling digital products, and it is kind of scared to do this pivot because I might lose some of you. And I know I don't have really big audience, but I also needed to be, or I also have to be true to myself and thinking if this is sustainable for long term. So yeah, I am pivoting my business. I am gonna, well, I've kind of mentioned this print on demand. Originally, I was just going to still do digital products and then do print on demand, but I feel like as I'm learning more about this business, the print on demand business, it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of learning, I guess. Have I said that I'm still gonna be an Etsy seller, but I'm just going to be selling print on demand products. So I'm totally pivoting. I'm gonna talk about that in a separate video because I don't want this video to be long. Now that's out of the way with the content or the contents here on my channel, I want to be more about, actually I've already mentioned it, that I'm not going to be, sorry, I'm not going to be just all about sharing my income, whatever. I'm going to be, I guess, more open about how I think things, how I do things, how I decide things as someone who has a business. I want to be more that, so that I am, because that's actually what kind of my aim was when I started this channel. It just kind of, I just got lost in pleasing the algorithm and really just uploading videos that is gonna help me grow as a YouTube content creator. But I knew I wasn't very happy with my outputs lately, and that's why I think it is time. And before I forget, I also want to say that I've started to share my story as well on Instagram. So if you want to kind of a more updated version, updated news about me, not like you want to, but you can follow me on Instagram. I've actually joined this 30-day posting challenge organized by Stan Store, and it has been a great way to really push myself to start putting myself out there. It's so weird because I'm not so scared to post myself here on YouTube. However, I'm really scared to put myself or to start posting on Instagram because I feel like it's very, I don't know. It's just, I just feel scared posting there, and I really want to grow there as a content creator as well. So that's why I joined the challenge, and I feel like, it's been good. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to what's gonna happen next now that I have, because I feel like I've just unchained myself, if that's a term, or like unboxed myself from this box where I kind of put myself in, and I can't wait. of what's gonna happen next. I hope that you guys are gonna still be in this new journey with me. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!